Hi, and welcome to Wrong Way. And today we have another unboxing. It's gonna be the, not in motion, it's gonna be the Begode Hero High Torque. So, let me tell you more about it.
Wrong Way.
First up, also big thanks to Voltride.com for providing me this wheel for testing purposes. And now I think we have all of the new Begode suspension wheels here. Very cool. And if you want to get a wheel like this or any other wheel in Europe, feel free to use my coupon code WRONGWAY, and where this first O is a 0, so WR0NG way, to get a 5% discount. I also do receive a kickback from these orders. Naturally, if you will receive a Begode Hero, be it from Voltride or any of the other partners linked in the description, you will not receive it like this. They just sent it to me because I think it was the last piece they had and they didn't have the original packaging. So yeah, it's just written in motion there. It's the Begode Hero. I think that will be the charger. The new type Begode charger with both a American plug and a European plug. 3 amps, just like before, but these chargers have a anti-spark function. So if you plug in the charger without it being connected to the wall outlet, it won't create a spark in the charge port. Now this doesn't mean that the charge port doesn't have current flowing through it or a lot of current flowing through it when a charger is not inserted, but this is just a step into the right direction. However, I have one of those for the EX20 and the fans still break. So I would rather prefer a fanless charger and something quicker. This is, I think, 5-hour charging time. So not terrible by any means, but could be better. There we go. And here it is already. Nice. And here this is plastic. So a lot different from the squishy things they have now on the Master and the X20, but I guess that's what we get it. This looks very cheap. Looks very cheap indeed. And here you need to be very careful because this is this plastic or is this metal? I think it might be metal. Check this out, Jack. Feels like metal.
I don't think so.
No? Plastic? This is plastic. Anyways, I wouldn't be always so sure to like lift it up just by this because I think this might break. People already broke it on the Master. Let's lift it up. Maybe like holding for some other elements. Ooh! And here it is, right away in all of its glory. Very plasticky glory indeed. And here we have it already also next to the Master, which is, I would say, the wheel that they made after the Hero. So actually with the Hero it's kind of weird because it's a wheel that I think isn't produced anymore, but I'm not sure, like don't quote me on that. It's a lot more expensive or the same price as the Master, but has a smaller battery. So I just wanted to really check it out because it was the first sort of wheel by Begode where they went from designing a plastic box with a wheel inside to something that has suspension, to something that has, you know, a encasing for batteries, you know, some decent hardware and more metal inside. So I am very curious to test out how the Hero rides. But in terms of its placement on the market, it's interesting because it's like an expensive RS with suspension. At least that's what I heard until now. But others also say that it has the highest quality of any Begode wheel. So I'll be curious to test that out. It's very thin, as you can see, especially compared to the Begode Master. Well, I won't talk even about the EX20S. Here we also got some pads. They will make it a lot fatter. So I'll just really quickly put those on and then we can talk a bit more about the wheel. So to mount the pads, it's relatively easy. There is just a space here, but the double-sided tape always goes away along with the sticker. So it's like hard to separate it. Problem is that the double-sided tape just goes along with the whole sticker out. So it's relatively easy to put the pads in here. There's like just space for them, basically perfectly lined up. And here we can see some transparent plastic and some gaps on top of it. Jeez. Where the wires to the batteries come in. So it's instead of the usual 2 packs that you have in the RS, which are each 24S2P, we have 4 packs 24S1P, all in a parallel setting. So pretty interesting, but oh, they're also, this is plastic. This isn't metal, so the wheel is basically all plastic. I mean, here is some alloy. You can check out the UC upgrades video on like a disassembly of this wheel, but I don't know. Does it feel as good as the Master? I wouldn't be so sure. And now I'll mount the other one. All right, and the other one, perfectly aligned. So these pads, a bit squishy, very similar material to what we see on the other Begode wheels, but not that adjustable, I would say. They're pretty down low as well. So let me really quickly see. Is the transport mode on? Yes, it's on. All right, so transport mode is essentially you need to lift the handle into this position and then press 5 times on the power button. Anyways, the pads, well, I don't think they're as good as on the Master or on the EX20S. On the EX20S, they're adjustable here, and you could put the bottom pads anywhere you like, basically. So yeah, these are just kind of small. Anyways, I'm glad they're there. And on the Master, you have also a bit more of a lower bottom pad, which would better from jumping and not to fall off from the wheel. But that's what we get here on the Begode Hero. When it comes to the features of the wheel, it's rather fully loaded. It has the same Begode spiked pedals here that I came to love on the X20S and on the Master. So these are really cool. They also have angle adjustment, and they also stay in place. If they don't, then you just need to tighten the screw, and they will, just like on these other wheels here. We have the power pads, we have the trolley handle, which is, I guess it's on a okay height. Is it similar to the Master? Yeah, it's almost the same. Can you see it on the camera? We also do have the lift handle in this position, but as said, I don't know how much it will be able to survive. It's like rather thin and plastic. We also got a street tire here. Now usually this wheel will come with a knobby tire, just like those here, the CST C186. I don't know if at Voltride they just had these, the CST, what are they, 5188, I think, something like that. I would prefer this actually for this wheel. It just has a bit more response than the CST C186, but then again it also is as thick as a sock. We can also see a mudguard here, really cool. Both of those wheels don't have a mudguard. I mean, they have a bit of a mudguard in the back, but not as thorough as the Hero, as well as a mudguard here in the back, a kickstand, which is metal here, and naturally the shock, which should make the ride very comfortable. Here we have also 2 charge ports, and we also, which is not that common anymore, have a USB port here on the top of the wheel. Really cool if you need to like charge your phone or anything, especially that it's at a very nice spot. And we also have a screen, which is, I think, the exact same screen like we can see on the Master. So let me just show it to you really quickly. Can you see it? So on the screen you can see the speed, the mode that you're riding in, the temperature of the motherboard. There's no temperature sensor for the motor. The mileage, total mileage of the wheel, and the battery state. Now I wish there would be also like a voltage indicator, but this setup already is very nice, and it's in front of the wheel. I think it will be pretty well readable. And right away here we also have the light sensor, just like on King Song wheels. I guess they really got inspired by King Song here. There's also a tail light here, as visible as the other wheels by Begode. Maybe just a bit brighter, but I think so, it's brighter. But could be even brighter than that. But all of the plastics here, I don't feel like they're well like aligned. It also has a, I can show you here, seat, and I guess it will work fairly well. but not as well, I think, as the seat made out of foam that is on the Master and on the EX20S. Now we can also take a look at the lighting in the front. There's no RGB lighting on the sides, but we have some BMW GS inspired, I guess, lights in the front. So let's take a look at here on the wall. So here on the left you have the light of the Hero. It's a bit interestingly aligned, like the lights aren't like perfectly under each other. But the light has the full brightness only if you're riding. So I have to actually lift up the wheel a bit to show you how it looks like. So there is a beam for like a long beam and a beam that shines a bit more to the sides. So let's now really quickly check how it looks like against the benchmark V11. So on the right you can see the V11 and now the Hero while riding. Looks rather decent. Maybe not too wide of a beam, but I think it will do pretty well and not blind others too much on the street. Just one thing that I would wish for is for this light to be adjustable in height, especially if you like to ride with the foot plates down a bit. But we also have a LED ring around, which is very, very cool. In comparison to the trend of removing speakers and wheels, the Hero is different. It does have speakers and I think they sound rather well. I think very similar to the RS. Let's listen. Ooh, some bass. I think even better than the V12. They're like here on the bottom. Nice. Wow, that's pretty impressive actually. I don't know how well you will hear it during riding because the speaker is like below and they go out from here, sort of the sound. But just sitting around here, very decent. On the top we have and yes, the wheel will beep every time you try to put it on a kickstand. The beeper, which you can hear now, it will be very well audible because it's right underneath you when you're riding. So that's a very good position for the beeper. I forgot to tell you before, this is a wheel that comes in different motor variants. So this is the high torque variant, around 60 kilometer an hour top speed and extreme torque. We will see how extreme it will get, but probably around 40 to 45 even degrees of inclines that it can tackle. And there's also a high speed variant, the C30 motor, which can go up to speeds of 70, 75 even or above kilometers an hour. But I always do prefer the torque. The lights are just dancing around all the time. So yeah, I think that's the essential feature walkthrough. It still looks so funny to see like those wires here. When it comes to like waterproofing and quality, I can't tell you too much on that yet. I'm not sure if I'll do a teardown video on it, but as with all Begode wheels, especially without any water resistance rating, it's always like a bit of a gamble. But I think, at least that's what I heard on other reviews, it shouldn't be too bad with this one. Let's see the suspension. Is it pumped up? Yeah. When it comes to the suspension, the ride will highly depend on what pressure I will put into the shock. And the shock is very basic compared to what we get on the Master, because there's just a pressure sort of valve where you can adjust the pressure, but there is no rebound adjustment. So a bit worse in this apartment, but maybe the geometry will work up for that. It feels rather nice for now. Let's see how it will be outside. But wheel is also rather portable, I gotta say. When it comes to the range, probably anywhere around 70 kilometers. I will have to check on that. So yeah, I guess that's that for now. This is the Begode Hero. I'm very excited to have it here, and big thanks to Voltride for allowing me to test it out. Yeah, it looks cool. If we put some Shredlights on it, I think it will be even better. So yeah, if you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.